Be fun. Especially because I have free toys for you. Okay, they're not really toys.
They can be.
Did you hear that? She's like, I want it!
My precious.
Sounded like Gollum a little bit. I want the precious. You know what? Since you have such a cute voice that woos me to your presence, you may have, look at this, you guys. This is some action. This is one of the brand new Risen Bull Rangers hoodies. Yes, yeah. Now, who made that beautiful voice? Come here, baby. Yay, what's your name?
Abby.
Abby, you're awesome. This is for you. Play with your toy. How are you guys? Okay, now I have a really big dilemma here. I want to come down and talk to you, but the lights are up there, so I'm not really sure. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do?
I don't know.
You don't know? What should we do?
Not storm the stage.
Don't storm this. Ah, that's better. I suppose that'll work, right? Hey! Hi, guys. Okay. Oh, I love you. What's your name?
My name's Tanner.
Tanner, can I get you to do something for me? Keep an eye on this toy. Don't let anyone play with it. All right? You guys, I love you. I've been looking forward to this all weekend. I'm so glad you're here. How's the weekend going for you? Excellent. She's just a really cool girl right here. She's like this. That's because she's exhausted all the rest of her energy all week, and this is all she can do. Real quick, let me do a real quick little bit of housekeeping. Just tell you guys just some kind of basic information. I don't want to forget some things. Number one, if you are not a member of the most awesome fan group on the planet, we have hoodies. Now we've established. How many Risen Bull Rangers in the house? Oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about. Risen Bull Ranger in a Captain Kirk uniform. That's perfect. I love that man. But I can't believe I just did that. That was really bad. If you're not a member, consider yourselves officially invited to join. Guys, girls, aliens, parents, grandparents, makes no difference. We would love to have you in our group. We've got 17,000 members worldwide. That's like a small country. And we have no economic problems in our country. So, in the Risen Bull Rangers country, that is. So, consider yourselves personally invited to join. You would instantaneously have a family of a lot of people that love all the things you love, and you make great friends, and some people even meet love interests. They have a little love connection, you know, in the Rangers. So, anything's possible. That's what we learned from the Rangers. Also, if you guys are on Twitter, if you guys follow people on Twitter, I'd like to invite you to follow me there. If you can figure out how to spell my last name, it's at Vic Mignogna. You're like, at Vic McDerpaderp. Or, you know, a few months from now, once you figure out how to spell it, you'll be able to follow me. Who said that? I love you, sweetie. You're adorable. Wow. How beautiful. How many of you guys went to the ball last night? Good Lord. I've never seen so many beautiful gowns and people dressed up so nice. It was amazing. You guys that were there that I got to see last night, you looked so beautiful. And you guys, you looked beautiful too. I have to say it. Let's see, what else? I have something very important to tell you. It's a wig, actually. It's a toupee. I hear you knocking. Hey, can we try something? Okay, bear with me a second. I gotta tell you a little story. So I get cast in this new show at Funimation, and it's called Level E. All right? Now, this is important. Ooh, look, there's a poster. Poster. Okay, so I said to the people at Funimation, I bet I could really generate a lot of excitement about this show. After I recorded it, it was so much fun. I had so much fun. And I started telling everybody at Funimation how awesome the show was, and that it was the most fun that I had had since Oran High School Host Club. It was the best. So I told these people at Funimation, I'm like, I'm gonna promote this, and I said, I think I could probably generate a good bit of excitement about it. And you know what the Funimation people said? No, you can't. They're like, we don't think that you being excited about a show makes much difference at all. Okay, so my first reaction was, right? I was like, what? I mean, you think it doesn't matter if I'm personally jazzed about a show and I tell people how much awesome it is? And they're like, no, not really. And so I'm like, okay, so let's have a little experiment. So I said to my friends at Funimation, let's try something. You guys have a projection on how well you think the show will do, right? Obviously they did. They're business people, and they strategize how much they think, how good a show will do before they ever even acquire the license or dub the show. So I said, you have that number in your mind, you're thinking of a number, and then I'm gonna go out and I'm going to bleed for Level E. How many were in the premiere today? I showed up in a long blonde wig. That's how much of a nerd I am. I kind of half cosplayed as my character. I was kind of cross-playing, actually, I think. But I looked very pretty. But, so here's what I'd like to do. I'd like you guys to help me with an experiment. I want to see if it does make a difference. I want to see if somebody whose work you've enjoyed and who takes a personal enthusiasm about a show. I mean, I've done 100 different shows, but not all of them are that, are that exciting. Not all of them kind of jazz you up, like Full Metal jazzed me up crazy, right? And Oran High School jazzed me up crazy. Well, I love this Level E show, and so I want to tell you guys about it, and I want you to check it out. I want you to go to Funimation's website or go to wherever and check out the trailer and check out Level E. And if you like some of the other stuff that we've put together, I think you'll enjoy this. So that's the experiment I want you to help me with. Now, it's something very important I need to tell you. This is very important. I do not make 1 penny more or less. This has absolutely zero to do with making any money for me. I just want you to know. I get paid, all voice actors, in case you didn't know this, we get paid an hourly rate to voice act. So, like, some of you probably think, oh, you probably live in like a mansion because Full Metal is very popular. No, I didn't make any more but the hourly rate to do my voice acting job, no matter how popular or unpopular a show may be. So this is not at all about trying to make any money. It's purely an experiment, okay? That's all it's about. So let me encourage you, with all the enthusiasm I can, to check out Level E. It's a very, very funny show, and it's like crack cocaine, only it's not illegal. So at least I don't think it is. It may be, but I don't think so. For those of you that are wondering about, some of you, when we get to the question part of this, may ask, what shows are you working on right now? I'm working on a lot of shows right now. I'm very excited. I'm so excited to tell you I am officially a brony. I know, I don't know what that means, but I am one. Now the reason that I'm saying I'm a brony is because I just got done playing the lead in the new Pokemon movie. And this character's name is Keldeo, and he looks like a My Little Pony. So as soon as I saw his cute little pony face, on the screen, you know what I did? Pulled out my camera, took a picture of the pony of my Keldeo guy, and I sent it to my sweet friend Tara Strong, who plays like, what, Sprinkle, what is it? Twilight Sparkle, now there's a name. Any pregnant women in the room, write that name down because your baby is going to want to be called Twilight Sparkle. I promise you. I just finished that. There are several new shows coming out soon that I'm excited to be a part of. Some of them have not been announced yet. There is one called Tiger and Bunny. There are a couple more I'm not at liberty to speak of yet, but of course we're still doing Naruto and Bleach, but I think Bleach has an ending now. Did you hear that? I've written my own ending to Bleach. In my ending, Ikaku gets a hair transplant for men, and he joins the hair club, and he has this awesome, cool, swervy head of hair by the end of the episode. But anyway, that's just my ending. So, let's see, what else? Oh yes, I have to tell you, I'm so excited. Just the way a lot of you like anime, and you're in your young years, you kind of gravitated toward it, and it became this passion where you would write about it, and you'd make costumes and make movies about it, you love it. Well, for me, that was Star Trek, all right? And so I have to tell you guys, and you guys, like you, young lady, I'll bet your parents love Star Trek. If you don't, I'll bet your parents or probably grandparents probably love it. I see that hand, yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, here's what I have to tell you. Write down these 3 words. Star Trek continues. I have put together a team of people. I've partnered up with some other people, and we are creating a new web series called Star Trek Continues. Now, let me tell you how awesome this is, all right? We have a 9,000 square foot facility in Georgia. That's right. We have a 9,000 square foot facility in Georgia. And guess what we're building in that facility? We are rebuilding all of the original sets to the original soundstage from Star Trek. I'm talking about the big, long, bending corridor that they walk down, the briefing room, sick bay, transporter room, bridge. We've even got a Jeffries tube. For those of you hardcore fans, you know what I'm talking about, right? So here's the thing. Go to Vimeo. You guys know Vimeo. Go to Vimeo and type in Star Trek Continues, and you'll be able to watch our first little trailer teaser vignette. We released about a 5 or 6 minute vignette. I even have it. If we have time, maybe we could show it here in the panel. But here's the cool part. My cast of actors is awesome. So I am getting to play, I'm fulfilling a childhood dream, you guys. I'm getting to play Captain Kirk. And I am absolutely nerding out about it. If you'd have told the 12-year-old kid, little Victor at 12, that one day he would get to put on a uniform and walk onto the bridge of the Enterprise and play that character that he grew up loving, he would be like, you're stupid. It wouldn't even been a dream. It could have never happened. But I'm very excited. No, we're cool for now. So I'm very excited to tell you now. Guess who else is in it? I'm glad you asked. Who here is a big enough fan of the original series that you can tell me who played Scotty in the original series of Star Trek? Come here.
James Doohan.
James Doohan, Jimmy Doohan, Scotty, the Scotty, right? As in Beam Me Up Scotty, that guy. Guess who's playing Scotty in my series? His son, Chris Doohan. How freaking awesome is that? To see this guy walk onto the bridge in uniform playing his father's role. When we shot the vignette earlier, he literally was almost in tears. But you know why? Check this out, y'all. When he was 7, 8, 9 years old, his dad took him and his twin brother to the sets when he was shooting the original series of Star Trek. He would take his sons to the set and be like, he'd put them in the shuttlecraft and say, stay here. I gotta go shoot. So Chris Doohan was actually on the original soundstage when he was a little boy. And to be a part of this production is super awesome. Now, how many of you guys watch Mythbusters? Yeah. Me too! Well, Grant Imahara from Mythbusters is playing Sulu. And you guys, he's the biggest nerd! And I say that, if you guys put this video on YouTube, who's putting a video on YouTube? You put this on YouTube? Grant, baby, love you. You are the coolest ever. I say that. When I call somebody a nerd, that's a compliment. When I tell somebody they're a geek, I mean it as a compliment. Exactly, right? Yes. So, I've also got some other voice actors playing characters in the show, and we are scheduled to shoot our first episode in January, first full episode, and here's the last little bit of geekdom that I'm going to share about Star Trek for now. Our first episode is a sequel to an original series episode. And here comes the cool part. The actor who played the guest starring role in the original episode 46 years ago is reprising his role for our episode. So like the original guy who played the character in the first original series episode is going to be playing it in our sequel. So check it out, StarTrekContinues.com. We have a website. Star Trek Continues on Vimeo, and check out our little vignette. Or maybe we'll show it later. We'll see how much time we have. We have so much to talk about and so little time. So, what else?
You're awesome.
Right, tomorrow morning I've got a panel if you guys are so inclined. Right. There's what's it called? Redemption something or other. I'm getting old. I can't think of it. Spot, help me. Anyway, I am not going to do that, by the way, when I do the series. I'm not going to be. I won't talk like that. All right, let's take some questions. Okay, first hand, right back there, I saw. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Keldeo for the Pokemon movie. How did I get picked? Well, I auditioned. I mean, it's kind of funny. Hi, guys. It's kind of funny. I've done a few roles for Pokemon for the series, and then when the movie came out, or they were getting ready to cast for the movie, the director, Tom Whalen, he does some conventions. You may have met him before. He called me and he said, hey, I want you to audition for the main character in this movie. So he sent me some sides, and I read them and sent them back, and he wrote me back and said, hey, when can you come to New York? Because we want you to do this. So I was so excited. We had so much fun, and it was a blast. And he's so cute. He's a little pony. He's a Ponymon instead of Pokemon. Okay, yes, my dear.
I just wanted to say thank you personally for working on the wellness because my dad died just last year.
Oh, sweetheart.
I was invested in watching the wellness kind of
Do you mind if I repeat that for people so they can hear what you said? She said that one of the very special things that she shared with her father was Full Metal Alchemist, and her father passed away last year right after AWA. And that continuing to watch Full Metal, and especially scenes where Ed's saying, you know, you got a good set of legs, you should get up and use them, you know, and press forward, and that really helped her. And I got to tell you guys something. Remember how we talked about being paid an hourly rate to voice act? You might as well just throw that away, because that's the kind of thing that keeps me going. Right there. I mean it with my whole heart. We do not get paid very much, I promise you. We do not get paid much at all. But the trade-off is that you get to be a part of some special things. And for me, to get the chance to have been a part of something that has moved and encouraged and entertained, made you laugh, made you cry, got you through a difficult moment in your life, helped you bond with a brother or sister that you might not have otherwise bonded with, helped you bring your parents into anime, maybe you hated this or that, or hated dubs, but you enjoyed Full Metal, whatever the reason, to hear that it had some deeper encouragement. To hear that it had some deeper encouragement than, excuse me, that burrito, wow. That means the world to me. That means the world to me. And several of you guys told me that at the autograph session last night and this afternoon, and you'll never know how priceless that is to me. So thank you for that. Okay, she's got a microphone for questions, but the problem is mixing it up. Hello, my dear.
Has there ever been a character that's changed your life personally, or changed the way that you look at life?
Good question. Wow. Well, I will say that I did decide to start my own host club, but that had nothing to do with... Not true. I will say that I transmuted my mother, but that had nothing to do with playing Edward Elric. No, to be honest with you, can I be honest and tell you this? Playing any particular character never changed me, but playing a character and then doing conventions and meeting you guys, that changed me. Because you can record, listen you guys, you can go into a little booth somewhere and record characters for years and years and years, but you're somewhat isolated, you know, in that experience. But for me, the chance to come out and meet you guys and interact with you and give you a hug and tell you how grateful I am that you enjoy the stuff that I've done, that is what has changed me. And I'll tell you guys, can I tell you a little secret? Don't let it leave the room. Yeah, right, that's gonna happen, right? Some of you may or may not know, this is gonna be really weird, so I'm just gonna go for it. Some of you may or may not know my faith is very much a part of my life, and I used to lead music at my church. And we're not talking about a little church, we're talking about First Baptist Houston, we're talking about 25, 30,000 members, one of those big ones, you know, the big ones. And I was the music leader. I mean, I played the piano, I wrote the charts, I led the band, I did it every Sunday, and I loved it. It was my chance to give back the music gift that I had been given. So I felt very strongly about it, and did it for 10 or 12 years, okay? But then something really weird happened. And some of you may even identify with this. I got called in to the church office by a handful of the deacons and the elders of the church. And I had no idea what to expect. And you know what they said to me? Vic, we understand that you play some character in a TV show, some little teenage kid who's rebellious and he's atheist and he hates God, and we can't have nobody like that on our stage. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, please, you guys. We all make our share of mistakes, okay? I mean, we all have our own opinions. But I'm sharing this with you because there's a bright thing at the end here, okay? So, jumping off of her question. I sat there across the table from them, and I, almost in tears, I said, "Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people that little pipsqueak has allowed me to reach? Do you know how many people that I get to just share kindness and love and friendship and a hug and an encouraging word? Do you know how many people I get to talk to that our pastor will never get to talk to because of that little pipsqueak?" They didn't get that. They didn't really understand that. So I made a decision. If you look back at the anime conventions, like how many you attend, each voice actor attends, you'll find that about 3 years ago, my convention attendance went like this. Do you know what that was? That was when I decided that I was going to spend my life on my weekends. Instead of leading music at the church, I was going to spend my weekends going out and meeting you guys and spending time interacting with you, because I felt like that was more precious and more valuable to me than just, than doing that thing every Sunday in church. So that has changed me. Being able to come out and talk with you guys and look into your faces and hear amazing stories and experiences, and the list is endless. The things that I've had the privilege of experiencing and being a part of because of coming out more and doing more events. And you can't do both, right? I mean, you can't be in church on Sunday and be at a convention in Atlanta on Sunday. So that's a choice that I made about 4 years ago, and I do not regret it for 1 minute. So thank you for making... I just want to say that. And I'm sorry, let me just apologize if some of you guys are like, "Wow, what a downer. We thought this was going to be a fun panel," and he's like all bringing us down. All right, I just had to tell you that because it's important, and I wanted to share that with you and let you know how much I appreciate that and how much you guys have changed me by my interacting with you. Okay, how about that gentleman right there? The bearded one. Oh, you with the beard.
Second of all, there's a good deal of Full Metal Alchemist fans in the audience, and as a result, both the original and Brotherhood, and I have to wonder, what was your favorite episode when you were just going through recording in terms of like the technicalities of it, and then now, what's your favorite episode when you've seen our responses and
Oh, wow.
seen how it all came
That's
out?
an awesome question. You know what my favorite episode was before they ever even aired? My favorite episode was the Usewell Coal Mine episode. Remember with what was his name? That, Yoki, yes. And he was stealing everybody's money, remember that? And I loved that. I loved that episode. But then, when I started doing, when the show came out and I started talking with you guys and doing conventions, my new favorite became the Full Metal versus Flame. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. And you know what's funny? When people started asking me to repeat lines from the show, and I would repeat them, and they would ask me to do all these different lines, and suddenly I realized something. Like 90% of the lines people asked me to do were all in that one episode. There were so many funny lines and moments in that episode. So that became one of my favorites. And then of course the very ending, just like, I never saw that coming. The whole going through the gate and the real world being on the other side. Oh, and you know what? When Mustang gets hit by that bus, that, I never saw that coming. I mean, he's like, "I love dogs." That was awesome. Like, I wanted, and remember when Ed was standing on the curb and he's like, "Hey, Colonel, there's a Greyhound." Oh, never mind. That was my favorite point of the series. I know. I spoiled it. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then, when the homunculi decided to put on the musical, that was a funny episode, wasn't it? Those people, like this young lady here, clearly she probably not into the show because she's like, because she probably doesn't realize that that's just has never happened. It will never happen. But ooh, Solita. You look great, Sol. Do you have a maca? You don't have a maca? Is there a maca in the house?